Hello, holiday hoes. I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Peyton.
And today we read a god awful holiday book this winter. It's called "'Tis the Season for Revenge," and we will be sweating some Grinch level cheer in our review today.
Yeah, so join us with a cup of coffee as we dive between these paper sheets.
All right.
Let's do this. All right, guys, welcome to this Christmas holiday season episode. As you can see, we have trying to spread some Christmas cheer. Aubrey has her tree in the background with her little twinkly lights, and I switched to my Eras theme Taylor Swift tree, of course. Anything to give us
Yes.
our serotonin because we need some. All right. So, as I said before, this is our holiday episode. This is a little bit of a different episode. We did just post a vlog before this. So, please like this video. If you like this kind of content, comment below. Let us know what you've been liking to listen to or watch because that helps us out more than you could ever know.
Yes.
We've gotten more friends over here, so it's been so nice, and it's nice to formally introduce ourselves again. As we said, I'm Peyton, that is Aubrey. We are best friends. We met in college, and we just jived over the love of books. And this is Senna. Okay, so she just tends to walk around, and you may see some of Aubrey's cats. That is Atlas and
Yes.
Apollo. We love our cats, as any reader does. All right, so this holiday book we read, "'Tis the Season for Revenge." Aubrey's going to go into a little bit of an overview, but I just want to let you know and set some boundaries here. This is our NS section, also known as our non-spoiler section. So we are not here to ruin the book for you in this section. We just want to give you a little taste and also kind of know our general thoughts going into the book.
Yes. And then later we will move into our spoiler section because we have a lot of thoughts
Yes.
about this book.
Yes, and we will let you know when we move there after our star ratings.
All right, guys. So, this is a holiday romance book where our main girl, Abby, gets broken up with by her horrible lawyer boyfriend on Halloween, proceeds to get drunk as fuck with her girlies, and starts thinking about ways she can get back at him. During this time, she downloads Tinder, as every single girl should as soon as they got broken up with, and matches with his hotshot older boss.
Yes.
And immediately is like, I'ma fuck his boss. And so she does. And so she sets up this plan to sleep with the boss, to start dating the boss, and more importantly, to be with the boss long enough that she gets invited to their company Christmas party that is like the biggest thing in the world for them, and that the old shitty boyfriend would never take her to, which just makes me think about the Taylor Swift like music video where it's like, he let her drive his truck, he never let me drive the truck.
Same vibe.
But yes, literally same vibe. And Abby's just out for revenge.
It is. And her friends are right there, like,
Yes.
we are going to sabotage this man. He is an asshole. The most blatant way to put this book, and I picked up on it, and Aubrey did. She texted me actually right away. This is just Legally Blonde.
Yes.
Literally the beginning of the movie, she's like wearing, like, her favorite thing ever is wearing pink, and she's dressed up as a bunny.
Yes. The only difference here is Abby is not trying to become a lawyer to get revenge. Instead, she's just trying to sleep with a lawyer, which honestly is much more relatable and attainable. Like, Elle Woods, she's like top notch. She did next level shit. And the rest of us could just try to sleep with the rich, hot boss.
Yeah, I'm thinking the author was like, okay, that's a complete carbon copy. So
Yeah.
let's be like, instead of becoming a lawyer to get back at him, let's just have you have sex with a lawyer to get back with him. And we know this, her stupid ex-boyfriend, who we call Dick in the book, because that's a name for Richard, he's the worst, basically. And this boss is like his arch nemesis.
Yes.
So
he's like trying to like impress the boss, but hates the boss.
Yeah,
and so of course
weird.
she gets with the boss. I will say I have a lot of hate for this book. Well, I think Peyton has a lot more hate for this book than me. I was like, But one of the best things about this is like if you just are talking about it, I feel like some of the concepts are really funny. Like
Yeah.
reading it, I didn't enjoy it as much, but like some of the little revenge plans that they do, because like the main revenge plan is to get back at at Richard by sleeping with his boss, but they also do like some other like silly shit that you see like online on like Tumblr posts, like if you want to get back at your ex, do this, and they do it, and it's funny. It's
Yeah,
camp.
it is. If anything, the girl power in this book is like really fun. I have
Yes.
even more thoughts to go into that part. But yeah. So as Aubrey said, I didn't love this book. It just like isn't it for me. I appreciate the overall love story that is seen over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like fake dating, basically, kind of. It's
Kind
like
of.
it's fake dating in a way that's like, oh, but we're not like serious. But like
Yeah.
actually they both like love each other. So I mean, and that's like I don't even feel like that's a spoiler because it's like that is the archetype of these
No.
books. Like
Yeah. It's a romance book,
it's a
guys.
romance book.
It's a holiday romance book. There's not a plot twist in this book.
Yeah,
Like
like you
you could
even like there is no plot twist in the book really. Like you know
no.
what's gonna happen. You understand like she's keeping this from him obviously
Yeah.
the boss
If you've watched to this point of the video, you could sit down and write what happens in this book and be correct.
honestly this book you know how it's going to end, you know. I feel like that's why I don't necessarily go towards romance a lot because
Mhm.
romantasy usually has that like plot twist in it because there's usually like politics associated or war and like
Yeah,
that's
it's
what's
more complex.
this is just for a bitch who loves some tea and drama and just
Yes.
wants to be a little horny like.
And if you're out there, we recognize you and see you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
recognize you and support you, but just know, like, look around me. Like, look at these books. I mean, it is not my cup of tea, but I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
appreciate you as a human, and I always say, you read what you love and you stand by that. If your tea is nonfiction, like Bill Gates, and like pop off, I can't relate to you, but I support you. At least you're doing something you love.
At
Go back
least,
to you.
yes. Yes. We're not here to yuck anyone's yum. But at the same time, like we're gonna give this book.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
To
we're
myself.
gonna give our thoughts. Um, I think the writing style for me is what really got me. I don't mind a predictable plot every now. Like, you know what I mean? Like a romance book. Like I love Hallmark movies. Hallmark movies are like my favorite guilty pleasure to sit and watch. And the writing on Hallmark movies are horrible. It's
Yes, they
always
are.
a
They're the worst.
predictable plot. Like this is literally a Hallmark movie in a book format,
Yeah.
except a Hallmark movie is over in an hour and a half, and this book took me like 6 hours to read, which
Yeah.
isn't that long, but like was also a little bit longer than I wanted because it wasn't just bad writing, it was repetitive writing. I
Mhm.
swear to God, the main character would think, because it's dual POV, which I
Oh,
know a lot of you romance girlies love. I know Peyton hates, but it's dual POV. And so, literally, the main character, Abby, would be thinking one thing in a book, like in a chapter, and then the exact next chapter, Damien would think the same damn thing. And I'm like, can we have a little bit of originality? Like just like make them think different thoughts. You know what I mean? Like
and also like her perspective could be really sweet and genuine. And this
yeah.
guy is very genuine, and we'll get into the like nitty gritty in the spoiler section. But then
Yeah.
you think thoughts, and I literally have two notes. I have a bunch of quotes I'll probably pull up in the spoiler
Yeah.
section, but I literally have this as one of my notes. I hate being in this dude's head. Like he was hot. He was hot and mysterious and cute and sexy in Abby's head. The minute we switched that dual POV to his head, I wanted to actually kill myself. I was like, I just killed this man off. Like seriously, she's better off. She's better off just going back with Dick at this point. Like I cannot be in this man's head right at the moment. Yeah, so honestly, I hated being in his freaking head. But I feel like this could be a me issue because Divine Rivals came out this past year and everyone loved that book, and I just could not jive with this dude's POV. Like, I think
Yeah.
personally, I'm better off just like not knowing what men think because usually, and as seen in this book, I don't agree with everything that this man says about her. To each their own, and I cannot wait to get into that. But I hated he was so sexy in her POV. He starts yapping in his thoughts. I'm like, get him out. Get
Dude,
him out.
I feel that so hard. I don't think I'm as bad as you, but there's a character in one of the Sarah J. Maas books that the second I got inside his head, he was like my top character in those books, and the second I got in his head, he like jumped to like 6. Like we did a ranking video, and I think he literally was 6.
Yes.
How did you feel about being in the dude's head in Fourth Wing? Because I know you love him.
Oh, no, I don't like it. Like, I just hate it.
Yeah.
I didn't even like it then. And
yeah, I don't like being in his head either.
He's literally my book boyfriend. But I was just like, no.
Silver Flames, I loved being in the guy's head in Silver Flames. And it starts and ends there. I did not like anyone else's head, but like the guy in Silver Flames, I loved his head.
I agree with you. The guy in Fourth Wing, it was like, we didn't need it, but I'm okay with it. Like when it's necessary. In one of the book series I read as a child, the like main love interest dies, and she like cannot speak anymore for herself, and he takes over a POV, and like, cause that's all it's left. Oh. And I dig that. Like, if that bitch is dead, and like you jump in, like I'm okay. But the thing is, it's like I self-insert myself into characters.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm like a selfish reader like that.
As we should. As
you should, especially in like a scenario like Fourth Wing. I don't relate to Abby at all in this book. Like, there is not one thing I relate to her. Like, seriously, there's nothing. Except that, no, honestly, no. There's not a damn thing. Like, she like cooks him spaghetti at one point. I'm like, cook your own damn spaghetti. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think I'm just like a bitch.
I love that for you.
Anyway, so there's a time and place for dual POV. Romance is a place where it belongs, and I respect it. Do I like it? No. But I can like complain about it because it's fun. But all in all, like, I understand this is where it belongs.
What was your overall star rating then?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you asked.
I've been dying for this question.
I'm so happy I read this book because right now my life is such a like clusterfuck.
Honestly, it's final season for us. If you guys couldn't tell.
It's not just final seasons for Aubrey and I. We're graduating college in 2 weeks, and we have a lot to get done before we do that. So we
have a 24-page paper that have not started.
Have
barely looked at.
It is due in a week. We have not even started. Okay, so with that being said, take my rage against this book with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
This is a 2 for me. Absolute 2 across all boards.
Yeah.
The first thing I will say of why it's a 2, it's too smutty. It's not even smut, it's just porn. Like, this book is just pornography. I'm here for a good sex scene. Nothing more than Iron Flame, though. Like,
I knew you were going to say this.
Only because it's relevant in our reading world right now. But, like, there's certain books where I'm like, okay, that has a place, like, oh, shit, that's a spicy chapter. No. The things they do in this book and the way that this man talks to her is something you only do behind closed doors. You do not write this and put it in a flipping book and title it "'Tis the Season for Revenge" and it's this flowery, fun cover. You do not do that.
Cover.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, this book was hard to read. I skimmed half this book because it was just sex. This whole book was just porn. I did not sign up to read porn. I was like, oh, this is going to be a nice Christmas love story where there's character growth and a gift. No. Sex.
Guys, this is my fault.
Aubrey's a motherfucker.
I picked the book, and when I was looking for recommendations, I looked up smutty little Christmas books.
Well, she delivered. I was like, I'm here for smut, but guys, they do the back end stuff in this book.
That is true. That is where I was like, oh, we gotta get into that. And honestly,
I
it's
know.
not really a spoiler, but like he sticks his finger in her ass with no lube, and I was like, one, I don't need to be reading about this, and two, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
You know when you're doing something bad growing up and you're like, oh, I hope mom doesn't walk in. I'm like
yeah,
putting tacks in my wall. I literally was like, who is watching me read this? Like I read romantasy, like sometimes it does not get smuttier than like someone biting into someone's neck. Like
yeah.
that, I was like, that's it. I'm done.
This is the second book this year that Peyton and I have gotten fucking ass shit, and I'm so sorry, but I've never read that before in my life and never want to again. Like, I need to stop running into this. Do not normalize this shit. I know that there's people into it, and that is amazing for you, but nothing makes me more uncomfortable.
I'm like, there's these certain kinks that keep coming out in smutty books, and I'm just like, can you like label this like
Yeah.
warning label? This is how far this book goes. And I looked at this book and she's like, you should be over 18 to read this book. Bitch, I think you should be over 35 to read this book. I'm too young to be reading this.
You need to be middle-aged, like a little bored in your marriage, and like ready to experiment.
Like, we need to spice up our sex life. 'Tis the season for revenge. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm too young. I'm too young. Stop
We're in
putting
our
my my
20s.
book.
We don't need this.
Yes, but anyways, yeah. So 2-star.
Okay. Okay, I gave this book 3 stars. And honestly, the only good thing about this book for me was the sex scenes. And like I was like, okay, like this is good, this is fine. Except for that I don't like the ass shit. But like other than that, I was like, this is the only thing moving this book along. I don't know. When I was researching to pick the book,
Yes.
I saw this and like I liked the idea of like an age gap romance. I thought like that there would be like more tension in it because she's like secretly doing it just to like get back at her ex instead of actually wanting to be with the boss. So I thought that would like add fun layers, and I expected like Bridgerton camp, and that's just not what I got. Like someone reviewer was like, it's corny. It's not corny, it's just shit. Like it's just
I saw that on Goodreads.
because like I love Hallmark movies. I love corny. Like if there was some corny cheesy lines, if there was some Bridgerton camp, like I'm here for that. I love that. But instead, it was just like meh. It was just meh. And then there was like I hated that they would just keep thinking the same things over and over again. Like the characters were the same people.
Yup.
She also calls him honey all the time, and I fucking hated that. Like he calls her baby, and that was fine for me. I know Payne didn't like it that much, but like the honey, like she's like, yeah, honey, and I'm like, shut up. Like you guys have been dating for a month, and like honey is not the word that you call like new relationship.
Yeah.
Like honey has a time and place, and this just never was the time or place.
Oh, yeah. And if this man says jack off one more time, I'm actually just going to like I don't have this book because I refuse to spend money on like buying the actual book.
Yes, this is on KU, by the way, if what we're saying is interesting you.
I read it on my phone. And it's on KU. So if you love our positive review of this book, give it a try.
I will say
like this video.
Yeah, like this video for our amazing Christmas video. No, there is spice throughout the entire book. Like they start fucking night one, and for me that really helped move it along. Because like I think if there would have only been a sex scene like one at the end, like some romantasy books, that like the plot was doing nothing for me. I needed these sex scenes to like move through this book.
Yes. So, if you want to know unfiltered thoughts fully, and I have
we're so filtered right now.
I know. I have some great quotes that I quoted stuff. I highlighted. That's the cool thing about Kindle is they like save it for you then on your Goodreads.
Yes.
I have some quotes I liked. So these are parts I enjoyed from the book. So
Oh.
if you want to see that, and then also me just absolutely obliterating these men in this book, come now. We're in our spoiler section. Come, little children. You horny little
Welcome to the
girl.
dark side.
Come
We
to the
have
horny.
bad thoughts about this book.
Come to the naughty side. We're not nice this
Yes.
Christmas. This is naughty. Okay, so hi. We're in the spoiler section, by the way. So hi, everyone.
Hey.
So Aubrey, you said something about that honey thing a couple seconds
Yes.
ago, and I wanted to
Mhm.
say something, but I couldn't because we're in spoiler. But now we're in spoiler section. Okay,
Yes.
so when they're making up at the end of the book, and they're
Mhm.
outside in the cold, and she's like, "I almost got hit by a car."
I ran into traffic for you.
I ran into traffic. He's like, okay, that's another thing. But when they're making up, she calls him honey.
Yeah.
But honey, I didn't want that, or something like that. I'm like, what? I literally stopped and I was like, why did she feel like she had to say the word honey here? Like, it doesn't make sense. And then when she's like, I ran into traffic to get to you, he's like, if you ever do that again, I'm gonna take you home and I'm gonna spank you.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna spank you later tonight for that.
I'm like, he did a lot of
Honestly,
stuff like that.
here's the thing. He was trying to channel 50 Shades of Grey energy
Yes!
and was not delivering.
Okay.
Was not
Yes.
delivering.
I'm so happy you said that. And I'll tell you why. Because in my Goodreads review, I said that. I feel like this book was trying, because I was getting really upset with the way he would describe her in his head. And
Yeah.
but then she would like it. So that's why I feel like I don't relate to her at all. Like
Yeah.
he would say like, you're just this hot, curvy pink thing I gotta put on my arm, and like
Yeah.
he liked to
Yeah.
he's like, no matter if you're on top of me, like I'm still in control. And like I don't like that. I actually think it's really degrading to women. But
Mhm.
some girls like that. And I needed to get down from my soapbox and be like, okay, some bitches are into this. And so in my Goodreads review, I was like, hey, if you like that dominant, submissive 50 Shades of Grey sort of thing, this is a book that will work for you.
Yes.
But like, and actually, I like 50 Shades of Grey, but like personally, this is just a very shitty version of that.
Yeah.
Like that power dynamic, like that struggle.
Well, yeah, and that's what was interesting to me, is because like Abby is someone who honestly she wants to be a trad wife, which is sick, which is fine. And I love that for her. There are times when I want to be a trad wife, but here's the thing, is that I feel like this book missed like the moral of the story section, because Richard saw her wanting to be a trad wife and was abusive as fuck to her about it and used her. Then Damien comes in and he doesn't I don't think in outside of the bedroom, I don't think he abuses that her wanting to be a trad wife. He's very good. But inside of the bedroom, she clearly wants that sub role, and he absolutely fucking fulfills that. You know what I mean? Like sometimes he's like, well, you need to have your coat or something. Like he says little shit outside of the bedroom, but most of the time it's like in the bedroom, it's like full fucking dom sub shit.
Yes.
And I feel like there could have been a part where and there's something like this in one of the JLA books where Abby, the main character, is like, hey, I like being able to relax. Like, I like being able to fulfill this sub role in sex because it lets me just relax and focus on the pleasure or whatever. And this is just about that experience in the bedroom, and it is not about wanting to be controlled outside of the bedroom. And we never mentioned that. The fact that the boyfriend, Richard, was so fucking awful because of how controlling he was of her, and then Damien's so controlling in the bedroom, and while she clearly likes it, I just feel like we could have had a come to Jesus moment where she was like, yes, this is so nice because Damien respects my boundaries while doing it, and he only does it in situations where I enjoy it.
Yes.
And we don't touch on it.
Exactly. And that's how I felt, because I was like, Damien is such a good guy, and he would do and treat her so nicely. And then we
Yeah.
get in the bedroom, and I'm like, you're no better than fucking Dick. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're doing these things that she complains that like ruined her. And so that's where I was like, exactly. I feel like there should have been a moment in the writing where the
Yeah.
author was like, this is what she was looking for. And she tried to find that somehow with Richard, but he was just a dick. And
Yeah.
he was just a controlling asshole. Whereas Damien's not, but can fulfill those like I'm in
Like the
charge and
fantasy.
like
Yeah.
those fantasy things that everyone has. Like everyone has their different form. And I think I was just like, and the jack off, he's like, I want to take a picture of this so I can jack off to it later. And I'm like,
Night one. Night one.
oh, don't even get me started on night one. She's out there, she's like, I hate whiskey, but I'm gonna drink it anyways to prove to him that I'm like hot. And so she's like pulling her revenge shit, which I'm here for, by the way. I think it's fucking awesome. But she's like, I'm not going home with him tonight. I'm not going home with him tonight. And he's like, do you want to come back to my house? She's like, sure.
She's like, I'm some fucking Lily, actually.
I was like, girl, grow some balls. Like, play the hard to get. I love hard to get. That's the best part. Like, the tension of love in a book, and then it just explodes. Like, I don't care if it's 10 chapters in. But she was just right away like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, there
Like,
was no tension.
Yes.
I feel like this could have been such a good book if we would have had like 5 more chapters in the beginning building their relationship and tension and like building up to that like first kiss or whatever. Because also, what the fuck? Why was it snowing in early November for their first kiss? I thought this wasn't a fantasy book. I thought I was reading contemporary romance, and then it's snowing like November 7th, and I'm like, okay, even pre-climate change, I don't like, this is New York. Like, we live in New York climate area. This isn't like fucking North Dakota or like Alaska or some shit. Like, why is it snowing November 7th for their first kiss?
That's just his whole book. That's his whole book.
Like, if they would have just pushed that a little bit, like, even if we hadn't seen it, if it had been like, oh, so this was the first date, and then they kissed, and then, like, 5 dates later, you know, and because all the chapters started with, like, the date, be like, oh, now it's, you know, November 26th, and we're on our, like, 4th date or something like this, and now they're having sex. That would have been fine, and I feel like it would have, like...
Yeah, like after she took him to like her parents, her family's house, and her family's house, like that would be dope. To be like, oh wow, like I'm actually having sex with this guy now because like I want to, like I dig this man.
And I know people do like, I know it's realistic for people to like have sex on the first date and sleep around and stuff.
I guess,
like
and that's her vibe.
I know that's a thing. That's definitely their vibe. But there should have been, like, we should have spent more time on that first date. There should have been tension or something like that. Like, I appreciated having sex throughout the book, again, because the book was lacking in other departments. And I think that was what the book was aiming for. Like, it's aiming to be a smutty little Christmas book.
Yeah.
And delivered on the smut front. But there was no tension.
No, there was absolutely no tension. And
nothing.
Me right here, tension. I need to build this world in my head. But so yeah, absolutely that. I hate his inner monologue. It's the worst. But I did like him as a person. He treated her very nice. So I think I mean, we all know I don't like this book, but there are some quotes from this book I really enjoy, and I have them here on my phone. The first one is 10% of the book. And he's right. I am too much. I'm too much for him because he always should have deserved less. True. This is about Richard. And she's like, I am, because he says, like, you're too much. And she's like, yeah, I am too much. And you don't deserve me because I'm too good. And I like that.
You need to meet someone who's on your level.
Oh, I like this one. He thought it made him better than others, like a person who reads nonfiction because they enjoy it, but because they like to brag about it. Not because they enjoy it, because they like to brag about it. Yes. Yes. There are people in this world that are like, I have to read nonfiction. And I'm like, because you like to brag about it. I'm like, but actually, I know that you like reading little smutty books. Like, girl, just be true with yourself. Men especially do this.
Pick me.
Pick me. Oh, okay. So next one. Okay, Damien said this to her, and I loved this. He was the one thing I will say is he was so attentive to her and really
Yes.
cared about her well-being. He says, "Hey, no, fill me in on what's happening in that pretty head of yours." And I thought that was really cute and sweet.
Yeah.
And then I love this because this is what a therapist would say to you. And for all of my people in relationships, a relationship is like the law, which is great because this book is about a lawyer. It needs balance. If it's out of balance, if one person sees themselves as less valuable, if another person sees themselves as more valuable, the balance isn't there.
Yeah.
So that is a positive quote from this book.
Here is our lessons from this book.
That's your big lesson. That's the quote book.
Yes.
This one perfectly sums up Abby.
Okay.
Because experiences are temporary and shoes are forever. This quote is from when she bought the Louboutins and didn't get the concert tickets with her friends. Which honestly, that concert ticket was about One Direction.
I don't know, because I don't think it was One Direction, because earlier when they do when Cam puts his number, they straight up say One Direction, and I think if it was the same boy band that they were obsessed with.
Yeah.
But so like I don't know, like why did we not, like if we're gonna say One Direction out loud, why don't we say the other boy band? Like I'm guessing AJR maybe.
Mm-hmm. Like I need the boy band, guys. Like what is the boy band? Like Big Time Rush? Like
Big Time Rush? Is it? Big Time Rush is because it's something that they said that they liked as kids first. Or who does the like American underwear?
Oh, yeah.
5 Seconds of Summer.
Five Sauce. I was not a boy band girl, but yes.
Yes.
That could be it too, but yeah, they didn't name it. But I remember them talking about Wendy fanfic because of the number.
Yeah. So I feel like if it was the same, they would have said it twice. But speaking of, I was so convinced that Cam was like actually had some relationship with Richard, like before Abby and Richard got together or during that, and like I was like, she has to be like almost betraying Abby to be this invested in the revenge plot. And then it was just this shitty excuse that like she slept with the professor and he like did her dirty.
She just hates men.
And I was like, but like that doesn't explain her actions. Like Cam was like freaking me out. Like I was like so confused. It doesn't make sense. Like even like trying to like live through, I was like, this isn't a good enough excuse.
Yeah, she's just projecting her trauma into Abby's situation, which is not fair and not what a good friend does. But speaking of men and hating men, my all-time favorite quote from this book is "Fuck men, fuck the patriarchy." And I was so tailor-coded.
Keychain on the ground.
Yeah, I'm sure there it is.
Yes. Yep. Yes.
Oh, and there was even a part in this book right at the end where it's like, I'd rather be with someone where life is a little messy, but at least not with someone, like, she said something, I don't know the exact quote, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But she said something like, all Richard did was just tolerate me. I was like, Tolerated by Taylor Swift? Evermore? Oh my gosh. So I almost died there. But anyway, so those are some moments of the book I really enjoyed. I think Damien is a great guy for her, and there's nothing better than being with someone who understands who you are. And as I said before, this book was hard for me because Abby and I would not be friends. Like we just wouldn't. We're not cut from the same cloth. Like we just are different people. She'd be a little too crazy for me. But he loves her for who she is. And there's nothing better than having someone that does that. And sure, he thinks having like a pretty blonde thing on his arm is nice and sexy and attractive. But like also, she likes being that pretty little blonde on his arm. So if she's okay with it, I'm okay with it. He still celebrates her and her worth, and he respects who she is. I just think I maybe had a hard time with it because I project into characters. Maybe I'm like Cam. I am Cam. And I'm just like, no, like don't let him do that shit to you. Like I don't know, I just don't like it. But he's so sweet, and who knows? It could be because my man has some salt and pepper hair. He is in his 40s.
Silver Daddy.
He's lived life. Like he's made mistakes.
Yes.
He knows how to treat a woman.
Yes. Oh, I loved when he wore the pink bow tie to match her.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the part. I literally was just like, there's nothing sweet. Like he knew.
Yeah. Like it was overdone, but like it was so good.
It was so sweet. It was so freaking sweet. So there
Oh
are some
gosh.
very sweet moments in this book that I absolutely love. And there's nothing better than being affirmed in a relationship that's like, you
Yeah.
can do whatever you want, but like I want you to be there when I get home. Like I
Mhm.
want you here. I want to know your thoughts. I want to
Yeah.
talk to you. And he's like, I just want to be with you. And that's true. Like literally, there's nothing better than just like being with a person you like being around. Like you can't.
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
Mhm. He's
So
like, I just love you. I just like you. I just
I
wanna.
just like you a lot. And
Yeah. Oh, and I like that they got engaged at the end.
yes,
That
I
it was
was.
an
I was hoping.
epilogue, and like that's another bit where like he's like, I proposed to you at the Christmas party, which at first I was like, oh, that's what she wanted Richard to do. It's like copycat, but no, it's because she wanted to be shown off,
Yeah.
and he like brought all of her family. Like she wanted to be like fucking bejeweled. She
Yes.
wants to be, shown off and appreciated and big dramatic expressions of love, and he fucking did it for her.
Yes. Not me though. Speaking.
Not me.
No. Never. F. Robert, if you're watching this, never propose to me in front of people.
I got engaged in the woods,
I
like
will
no one in a 50-mile radius.
in a dark room where we can't even see each other. I'm like, ew, you love me?
You love me? Ew. No, you will be crying.
No, I will, but no.
Or you'll just know it. Like I knew exactly. Like that was probably the most unrealistic bit. That like she was like, oh, it's not gonna come because like we talked. Like I guess
4
because
years.
he like they just talked about 4 years and he did it a year early to surprise her. But like for me, I planned my engagement. Like I didn't know, but like I knew. I knew.
Yeah, you know, these guys think they're so slick. But he really juked her out by getting her that Tiffany's necklace.
Yes. Because
Before.
then she's like, oh, this is my special thing.
Yeah, and to hold me off until next year. So yeah, that was great. I enjoyed that. I
Yeah.
usually end up hating epilogues, so it was nice.
It was nice.
So, hey guys, look at this
Hey.
positive spin. Wait, quick, I do have like a little side thing, and we can
Yeah.
talk about this out if we need to. But remember that court case he did?
Oh, with Sharon?
Yeah, so Sharon has those kids and her horrible
Yeah.
husband, right? So they said something like, yeah, she's 20 years my senior. And I was like, I read that and I was like, okay, I'm dumb, stupid at math. Like 2 + 2 is hard for me. But if he's like 42, wouldn't that make her like 62? And like, I'm sorry, but like, that's like, shouldn't her kids have kids?
Wait, is she 20 years
Or did he
Abby's
say?
senior or Richard or Damien's?
I thought it was from Damien's mouth, but these dual POVs may have messed me up.
Because
Guys,
I know she is older than Damien. I know they said that as well.
so maybe Abby's what?
Yeah.
In her 20s?
I mean, unless their kids are like in the 20s, but like that's definitely not
If
it.
you have custody of your kid in your 20s, they'd just be not. They'd
Yeah.
be adults. So
yeah, no,
maybe
they're little
Abby-
girls.
Maybe Abby said that, but even then,
Then
I
she'd be
don't
in her
know.
40s.
I guess 40s you could have like young children.
Yeah.
But still, I was just like, what?
You're like, yeah. I mean, some things were just not thought out.
Yeah. So that's a little plot hole, if I'm correct.
Plot
But
hole.
ending, we did end on a positive note, which makes me happy because I was really scared that my negativity would bring down the holiday spirit. We are reading more holiday books this season, so I don't know if they'll make them onto the podcast, but who knows? Hopefully they will. Maybe we'll bring back the Christmas trees. But other than that, we are preparing for a absolutely crazy January.
Yes.
I have Crescent City here. 3rd one's coming out, and we have some crazy shit lined up for that. And
Oh my
as
gosh.
always, right before this episode, we have 2 Iron Flame. One's a podcast review, and one is a vlog. People are loving Iron Flame content. I'm loving your Iron Flame content. So
We're so
please-
obsessed with Iron Flame. still.
please go watch his videos, give him a like. Well, first of all, if you're not subscribed to us, like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Join the girlies.
We've gained a lot of followers on Instagram, which has been so nice to connect with a lot of our new friends. But like,
Yes.
come on over and listen to the pod. It's so nice to have you here. So if this is your first episode, I promise we're not always this negative. This book
No.
really rocked my world. And I'm also
Yeah.
really stressed right now, so sorry about that.
We're just projecting. It's fine. It's
Yes,
fine.
so hey, if you're having a rough end to your semester, like, give this video a like. We're in solidarity with you. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for our special holiday Grinch episode.
Yes.
Happy reading.